Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of The Conjuring 2. So, The Conjuring came out and just kind of took me and everybody else by storm. It was so good. Honestly, the best horror movie I've seen in probably the last 10 years. It was just so fantastic. And then we had Annabelle, which was a pretty large step back. It wasn't completely terrible, but it was completely a letdown since Annabelle was so memorable in that first film. So when the first trailers came out for The Conjuring 2, I was very nervous. I have to say that the trailers, none of them impressed me for this film. So while I was still excited because James Wan was back and I love The Conjuring, I was really nervous that it just couldn't live up to my expectations from those trailers. Well, I was completely wrong because this movie was excellent. And I have to say it, James Wan is a horror directing fiend. He is a genius when it comes to the scary movie genre. He is able to just come in and make something that is both extremely sophisticated for the horror genre, but also extremely accessible to the mass audiences, which I think other really strong horror movies like The Witch from earlier this year just can't do. They can't find that mainstream note that you really need to become a truly successful horror movie. But wow, The Conjuring 2 delivered on every front. What James Wan does so wonderfully is he just builds tension. He creates this very creepy, very haunting atmosphere and slowly builds tension up to big climaxes that may or may not pay off. We don't know. But it's all about that feeling you have in the pit of your stomach as he continues to just amp up the tension on you. And the ebbs and flows just work so perfectly. They keep you on edge the entire time. The story has already gripped you, so you're going to be entertained regardless. And then he hits you with the scare. He's also aided by a wonderful cast. So we have Patrick Wilson, who has a ton of moments to shine in this movie. I think even more moments to shine than he had in that first one. We have Vera Farmiga, who is just amazing. I mean, is there any role this woman doesn't nail? She's wonderful yet again. And then we look to the family. Frances O'Connor plays the mom in the whole situation, and she was so good. She was wonderful. She brought so much heart and believability to her role. And then we had Madison Wolfe, who plays the young girl Janet, who is, being haunted, being possessed. We don't know. And again, she plays the part so wonderfully. She really makes you feel for this character. And really all of the actors suck you in and make you believe in their character, make you buy into the entire scenario that is happening, and really leave you on the edge of your seat on what's going to happen, what's going on. Of course, the direction has a ton to do with that. Not only is James Wan wonderful with his pacing, he still brings such interesting and wonderful camera movement and camera angles to the situation, as well as beautiful cinematography, which, again, goes a long way in a horror movie since they're usually shot on such a cheap budget. It's really nice to see them shot well. I will say that the first movie, I think, built tension even a little bit better than this one. I think it really is a bit of a scarier movie overall, because in the end, I don't think The Conjuring 2 actually was all that scary. It had moments for sure, but it definitely doesn't get you quite as hard as that first Conjuring does. I will say though, this one really pulls off the whole possession better than the first Conjuring did, in my opinion. They show you spirits and they show you like the monster, and it doesn't make it ridiculous in this movie. That was my big problem with movies like Insidious. I was fully invested. I was in it up until they showed like the red-faced monster. And I was like, oh God, he's terrible. This movie gets them right. This movie keeps you like, oh my God, that is horrifying. And there is one scene in this art studio that just was amazing. Actually, there are so many scenes in this movie that are amazing. And I don't really have any other negatives to say. I think there maybe are a couple too many cliches dealing with like toys or the way that the spirits are trying to haunt them, throwing of things. And it's a little light on overall scares, but this movie's fantastic. It is really a solid, I would say nearly perfectly crafted horror film. I loved it, and I can't really recommend The Conjuring 2 enough. I'm just so happy with it. So, go out, buy your full price ticket. It is worth it. So, that has been my review of The Conjuring 2. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on our latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see The Conjuring 2? And what did you think of the first one? Let me know either in the comment section down below or hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your support. Mwah. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!